Hi. Today, instead of give advice, I'd like to ask for some. I'd like to upgrade this channel and make it a little bit more high definition. So to start this off, before I start asking for advice, I'd like to start with what it is I'm looking to do. I want you to be able to see over my shoulder as I'm working with a camcorder so that you can see, let's say, the multimeter, the machine I'm working on, the oscilloscope, and then I want you to be able to see in another small portion of the video, all the way in the upper right corner, I'd like for you to be able to see a microscope view so that you can actually see what I'm looking at in the microscope. Now, depending on what I'm doing, I may want the microscope to take up most of the screen, or I may want the other camera to take up most of the screen. But I'd like to be able to record these two streams simultaneously and be able to edit them so that you can feel like you're literally with me as I'm doing the work and you can see everything. I cannot do an LVDS connector repair with this camera. You're not going to see anything, or if I arrange it so you can see anything, I won't be able to see anything, and then I won't be able to do the work. I want to be able to have these videos be just a little bit more high quality so that you can actually learn something from them and benefit from them. You can benefit something from the ones I've done so far, but again, when I'm holding a camcorder and you're listening to my voice pan from left to right and with all this reverberation, and you can't see shit on the board, it doesn't really, it's not good quality and it doesn't really do much for you. And this channel has done a decent amount for our company. It has done a decent amount for our brand, so I feel like it's worthwhile giving back, spending some money on some equipment in order to produce better content. I feel like if you've been subscribing all along from 2 years ago, when the only point of this channel was to fuck with reseller ratings, that, you kind of deserve to see some good content. But the thing is, I don't know how to make it, so I need your help. Now I'll tell you what I've done so far, and the challenges and the hurdles that I've overcome to get to where I am. I couldn't find any fucking microscope that would actually output anything other than USB 3, which means that I would have had to record the microscope separately from recording the video from the camera and then try to line them up. I don't want to be doing shit where I'm banging a table and spending 10 minutes trying to line up the video. It's like, where was the bang on this camera versus the bang on that one? That's just not how I feel like spending my time. So I found a 1080p microscope camera, which is pretty cool, that outputs in HDMI. So that can at least be captured by some type of capture card. Cool. Then I found a camera that outputs HDMI, and in the case that I can't find a capture card that'll do two HDMIs, I found a HDMI to SDI converter, which is also pretty cool, so I'll be able to convert one of those if needed. Now what I need is a capture card. I don't know shit about capture cards. I'm clueless. I've looked at Blackmagic's website. I've been referred to them as a good company that makes quality stuff with good support and good drivers. And I've looked at the solutions. They don't have any dual HDMI, to my knowledge, unless I'm missing something, which kind of sucks. But they do have some that have HDMI input and SDI input. So one of my questions to you, since I haven't heard back from them yet, can I record the SDI input and the HDMI input at the same time with one of their cards, if one of their cards is an SDI and HDMI input? Can I use both of them at once? That would be great to know. If not, I can just buy two HDMI to SDI converters and just get one of their SDI input cards that has multiple SDI inputs. Would I be able to record off of the multiple ones at the same time? Again, this seems like a stupid question, but I just don't want to buy all this shit and then find out that it doesn't actually work. After I get that, do you have any software recommendations for Linux, if possible, because I do use Linux and I'm used to it at work and at home, for some sort of DVR software that will record the inputs from the Blackmagic, multiple inputs at the same time? I want these to be like in a multi-track audio recording software where I hit record and they just start recording from the exact same time in sync so that when I play it back, they're both in sync. Do you know any decent DVR software that doesn't have a ridiculous learning curve that will record this uncompressed video without compressing it to a ridiculous lossy format that fucks it up completely to a format that I can edit with? And that's the second question. How should I go about doing any of these things? Do you see any flaws in my plan or my logic based on your experience recording? Again, I have no experience and I'm just bumbling around with this. Third, video editing. The extent of my video editing knowledge is using AVI Demux in Linux to encode my videos. The features of AVI Demux for editing are as follows. Last keyframe, next keyframe, delete, save. There is nothing else in that program. I mean, if you even try to import a PNG file so you can show a picture somewhere, the fucking shit will crash or segfault or something. God bless it. It is a good program, by the way. If you design or code any sort of Linux video editors, please take note of the fact that AVI Demux is the only fucking program that has working graphics accelerated decoding, so that on my old ThinkPad I can hit play on a high resolution file and it plays back just fine, because nothing else works with the GPU. So thumbs up on AVI Demux for that. But I have no experience with it. I don't even know how to pronounce half of these effects, like a fiend, a fine. I know I must seem ridiculously ignorant, but I am, which is why I need your help. I don't know how to do this. I don't actually know how to make it so that the microscope video shows up in the corner and the rest of the video takes up the whole screen without having black bars everywhere. I don't know how to do that or vice versa. I'm completely clueless. So if you could give me some information or some pointers on guides I should look at to do this, I am open to it. I don't mind even using Final Cut Pro if that would be the best thing for this. I don't mind buying Final Cut Pro as long as I can run it on my Hackintosh, because that doesn't have some bullshit Apple motherboard in it. Because as I said before, I really don't feel like using Apple MacBooks to edit video. I do this for a living. I know that they suck for it. My coworker, by the way, he loves to make fun of the fact that I have a ThinkPad. He loves to make fun of the fact that there's a shitty Quadro graphics card in this ThinkPad. To all of you people who are going to make fun of that, I've been editing almost every single one of these videos on an unair-conditioned train car, or waiting for the train where it's 95 degrees with this computer. And this computer gets hot and the fan spins up, and for 3.5 years of using this machine, I have not killed anything on it. I have not killed the graphics chip, I have not killed the motherboard. You can kill the graphics chip on an 820-2915 board playing 360p video in an air-conditioned room. So, if you're going to make fun of my ThinkPad. But moving on. Video editing, would like some pointers. Capture cards, would love some pointers. Software to record the video from the capture card, would love pointers. Would prefer if I can record the video using Linux. Would prefer if I could edit it in Linux, but with the shitty software available in Linux, I doubt that's going to happen. And I would love to know what I'm actually looking for, what settings I'm looking for, what effects I need to use in order to actually get the result that I want. Feel free to call me an ignorant idiot, because in this particular field, it is very true. Hopefully you feel bad for me and give me some help, because if you do give me some help, I'll be able to make some better videos for you so that you can learn how to make more money, and that's pretty much it.